Hi everyone, this is Thya Sanders, CEO and founder of Naya Beauty. Welcome to Naya Beauty Unfiltered, where I get to sit down and have one-on-one conversations with beauty and fashion insiders. Today my guest is Yanin from I Dress Myself. Yanin is located in London, England. She's a blogger that showcases her iconic style and a love of fashion, beauty, food, and travel. You can find her on her website at idressmyself.com and her Instagram at idressmyself. So speaking of meanings and definitions, what do you think, what's the definition of beauty to you?
I think the definition of beauty to me, I know it sounds really cliche, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And to me, I think it just means self-confidence. Anything that kind of like radiates you and what makes you confident and happy.
Right.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Like, you know how you talk, when people talk about a bride on her wedding day, that how she's glowing and she's so beautiful. And I think it's because she's so happy, right? Like, this is her special day that, you know, everyone thinks the bride is so beautiful. I really do believe that it's in the eye of the beholder, but it also, it's what happiness and confidence is exuded by the person. How do you think beauty has evolved and what propelled it to where it is today?
I think it's a lot more of self-expression, especially social media has had a massive impact on beauty and the beauty industry and how we view beauty. I think nowadays it's really nice to kind of show you like your authentic self and not really hide behind anything.
Right.
And I think that, yeah, with social media, like whatever you think beauty is, when you post it, someone might agree with you, someone might not. And I think that definitely like had a massive drive on the beauty industry today and like how we do our makeup and like the views of what, you know, the big brands and companies are using as the forefront for their like beauty campaigns and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can agree with that because, you know, if you think about how social media has played in beauty, I think of it that you see so many different women and men, different ages and colors and shapes and sizes. Yeah. And you're used to looking at magazines and this, you know, their models, that was beauty, that was beautiful. And that was what one would aspire to be like. But being on social media, you see all these people from different parts of the world and they're beautiful. It's like, why weren't they in these magazines? Why weren't they in these like TV shows, right? So it's like we get to see, you know, different cultures and how they express themselves and what's beautiful in their culture. And it's really eye-opening. So beauty for me has like really evolved into, you know, diversity because of the diversity and being eclectic and not just being one-dimensional, what you see in a magazine. So yeah, I really agree with you in the sense of like how social media has played a part of it. Yeah. It's really kind of opened people's eyes and their concept of beauty and what is beautiful. So I know that we're living in this pandemic and these times. So did you have to go through quarantine and isolate and during lockdown?
I didn't travel anywhere, so I didn't have to quarantine. I don't live like in central London, I live outside, so we have a lot more air and open space, and it actually was pretty nice for us because we could still go outside.
Oh really?
Walks.
You guys were on lockdown?
I mean it was lockdown, but we had like still kind of like some freedom because we could still go out. There was, you know, like we have lots of like fields and like wildlife where I live, so we could still go out and appreciate that and like take in fresh air. We weren't like confined in our house for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Okay, so then the question that I was going to ask you is like a lot of people had to, you know, basically quarantine in their house, you know, during the lockdown. And I wanted to ask you, during the pandemic, did you learn something about yourself that surprised you?
Yes, so this might be like a really stupid answer, but I've always preferred cooking to baking. because I think there's so much science that goes into baking. If you mess up like the tiniest little thing, like what you're baking goes wrong. But in quarantine, I actually did start baking more.
Okay.
And I learned that I actually do like baking now.
Are you following instructions to the T, to the letter?
Yeah.
What were you making?
I was making these kind of like healthier Krispy Kreme donuts with like almond flour.
Ooh, I love Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, me too. But I was like, can't eat them every day, so we have to find like a healthier alternative.
Going to when you first started, you said 8 or 9 years ago, what did your family think about it when you started posting and started telling people about your life?
Oh gosh, this is a while ago now. My mum, she's very Asian, so she wanted me to be like a dentist or a doctor. And I was like, Mom, I'm definitely like not that smart. I cannot.
Oh, no.
I'm like, I am, yes, but like I am like not book smart. I'm more street smart.
Street smart. Okay.
I think, so I actually dropped out of college over here. So over here you go to college for 2 years and then you go to university. But I went for a year in college. I didn't like it. I just didn't get on well with like the education system. So I dropped out and then I started blogging and like doing, you know, my YouTube and stuff. For the first year that I was out, every single day, I kid you not, my mum would come into my room with a different brochure for like a different college or job applications or, you know, study at home, like kind of thing. Like, and I was like,
school, get back to school.
Yeah, exactly. She even got my husband, who was my boyfriend back in the day, like tried to get him like on her side to be like, oh, can you like have a talk with her, just, you know, tell her to go back to school. But I mean, bless her, she tried, you know, for like a whole year, and then that was when I started getting like paid work. And she did my books, so she then could see what I was making. Yeah, so she was like, "Oh, actually, it's fine. Like, I think you can support yourself. You're fine."
Okay, so you've explored the world. You have your family there, and then you're married. So how do you balance work and life, like private life, when your life is on display and your job is to be posting about yourself and taking pictures? How do you find that balance?
I think I have a pretty good balance. I have, I don't know, a pretty clear headspace from work and personal life. And yes, I do post about my life, but that is only, you know, like 20% of my actual life. I think I'm still pretty private in some ways, which is what I kind of value.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I've always been someone who can definitely like separate things. Like even with when I went to school, I would always separate like my school and social life.
Okay.
My friends didn't really know what I was like doing outside of school and like what kind of friends that I had, because I was like, I don't want to mix two things together. So I think it's also nice that my husband is not in the creative industry.
Oh,
so I don't have. He does recruitment.
Okay. Okay.
He's like a headhunter.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So it's nice that I come home and we're not talking about like the industry 24/7. Like it's nice to have a break.
Do you have other friends who are bloggers or they're Instagram influencers?
Yeah, I mean, most of my friends are in the creative industry. I just have a few that aren't. And it's always so funny to kind of like meet up and catch up with them because they still have no idea what I do for a living.
Really?
Yeah, they don't understand it at all.
They follow you?
Yeah.
And they're just like, you look so glamorous. And then there's the real, right?
But yeah, they really don't understand what I do, which is really funny. So funny. Like we're in 2020 now and I have to explain to them still like how Instagram works.
No.
Yeah.
But I do have some friends who, I have this friend Hillary, And to this day, I don't know what she does. And she's like, okay now. And I've known her for like probably like 18 years. Still can't explain. If you ask me right now, what does she do? I don't know. I don't know what she does. And then she's like, come on, try to explain it to me. I'm like, I think it's in accounting. And she's like, yes, but I'm not an accountant. And I'm like, and it has something to do with the government. She's like, right, but I'm not part of the military. And I'm like, okay, so you do some type of auditing for government, right? In accounting, she's like, it's close enough, but no. That's cool. Well, that's pretty much all the questions I had. And gosh, like the time just flew by. It's so quick.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Fast. I'm like, okay, it felt like I was talking to a friend. That was so easy.
Yeah.
It
was so lovely to speak to you.
It was so nice to speak to you. And I'm so happy that, you know, you like the concept of the app and you agreed to talk to me today. And so we're going to be highlighting this on our Instagram page. I'm so excited. This is like,
oh my God, amazing.
Exciting for me because we're going to be releasing the app like probably in a few weeks. And I'd love to have you like kind of beta test it, you know?
Yeah, really cool.
Go through it and let me know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a lovely, what's it, afternoon or evening over there?
It's kind of evening time now. Yeah, nearly 5, so evening.
I make dinner. It's like, okay, on to work.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. I hope you have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching Naya Beauty Unfiltered. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and follow us on @Naya Beauty App on Instagram.